Hi there, today is Wednesday. It is the 19th of August, 2020. We have a lot to talk about. This is like my third take. Having trouble with my camera, didn't turn the microphone on. It's been kind of crazy today, so I'm going to kind of go through this really fast. I'm going to talk about cities and towns status, if they have a university, is the town a total university town, no students in it, what impact does the closure of schools have on those cities and towns, and can they even survive this? Let's go, we'll talk about it. Let's see, New York Times writes an article that says recession is about to slam cities, and it's not just the blue ones. There are the top five. Four of them are in New York. The top three are Syracuse, Rochester, and Buffalo. The reason why those three, the top three, is they rely on almost 50% of their revenue that comes from the state. All three of those cities have universities in them, and they all have hospitals in them. So with the university and the hospital, they get a lot of aid from the state to run those things. I mean, tuition and school fees only cover a portion of it. A lot of them have teaching hospitals. It's where some of the greatest breakthroughs in medical research come from, and they are being hit really hard. So the state of New York has already decreased some of those cities by $20 million in their last checks. They have to make the wrenching decisions of who to cut. I know Rochester has not hired their newest police officers, the graduating class, the new incoming police officers have not started their jobs. Firemen, same thing, they are not bringing any new ones on. They furloughed, asking people to take, days off without pay. They have cut their budgets. But I tell you, residents of Rochester, when they call 911, they still expect someone to answer. And they still expect someone to pick up their trash on trash days. And in the snowstorm, they expect the roads to be plowed. So there are certain things that can't be cut, but it is going to be running really lean. And how much leaner can it go? I don't know. Without help from the federal government, these cities and states are going to be in a lot of trouble. We also have Ohio University. There's a campus in Athens, Ohio. I guess the population of the town is only 24,000, and the student body is 18,000 of them. So you have 6,000 people outside of students that live there, and most of them work at the school, and some of them have businesses outside that the school population enjoys. So you have bars and restaurants and coffee shops and a bookstore and a movie theater and a bowling alley or whatever else they have, but it is enjoyed, and it's also a place for landlords to own properties because people who live off campus can rent the apartments and get a higher rate because they kind of have, and they got you cornered because there's no other place to go. All that has devastated the town of Athens, Ohio. School is online now, and it's desolate. And what happens to a town like Athens, Ohio? The mayor is quite concerned. He says, how can we survive this as a town? Are people going to flee? Are people going to sell their houses? Are they going to pay their taxes? Are they going to pay their water bills? Will they even be able to have water coming into the university if no one's paying their bills? I guess the school was having a little bit of financial difficulty before C-19 came. It previously received $40 million in state aid, and now it is receiving $10 million in state aid. And the school tuition had to be raised. And upon doing all this in transition, I guess the quality of the education came down, and not a lot of people want to go there anymore. And it's not only about this year, it's about future years, and can it be sustainable? And what happens to a town like that? I mean, it just gets blown up and never to exist again. And where do these people go? And where do these 6,000 people who are working, where do they go? This is the new America, folks. In Oklahoma, you have the same problem. There's Oklahoma State University and another state university in Oklahoma that are having trouble. They are small towns built around a university. The university literally supports the city. I mean, even in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I mean, it's all the university. And they're heavily reliant on sales tax. And when no one's there and no one's buying anything, it's not generating a lot of sales tax, so there's no income. You have College Station in Texas. What happens in College Station, Texas? $1 million on one football game can be brought into that community. Without football and without people staying in hotels and without people eating in restaurants and without people at the school, they are losing millions of dollars. I was in College Station, Texas. We went there for an event a couple of years ago, and it's big sprawling campus, a lot of kids, a lot of livelihood, but it definitely is the town. The school is the town. Not a lot going on outside. Yeah, there's some apartment complexes, there's some, homes for people who work. Everything is related to that university, though. There's a lot of stuff going on, folks, and you have to see deeper than, oh yeah, I have a job and things are churning, and if you work for the government, well, good for you, but how much longer are you going to work for the government? How much longer is your job going to be there? How much longer is your pension going to be there? Look at the stock market's down only 86 points today. Give me a break. 86 points? It should be down 8,500 points. It is so disconnected from the whole reality. I understand that parents are pissed off. The colleges are charging full tuition for their kid to go online. People have, leased apartments, and now they can't even go have access to a library. I get all that. But it's about sustainability, and it's about who's going to win and who's going to lose and how much of an endowment you have versus. We're in a really bad place right now. It's really bad, and you can't just look in your own backyard. You have to look at the big picture, because cities and towns across this country are in for deep shit. Excuse my language, but we are in deep trouble, and it's going to get a lot uglier before it gets better, and no amount of stimulus can fix this at this point. And our dollar is, I don't know what's going to happen to our dollar. I don't know if we'll even have a dollar. Gold is on sale, down $60 today. If you can afford some, pick some up. Silver too, down a little bit. I own some. I don't own a lot, but I have some. I think about buying more. Don't want to be too heavy on the cash. But again, how many universities are going to close? How many were teetering on the edge before this whole thing started this year? So many livelihoods are going to be at stake. All right, well, listen, thanks for watching, folks. Really appreciate it. Please hit subscribe, hit the like button. I'm trying to reinvent myself. I started a school in Tanzania. I have a nonprofit that I founded. Things are really tough in that nonprofit space right now. Would love for, your share and your help in getting this channel up and running. Have a great evening, and I'll talk to you soon.